Welcome back to another episode of the Top of Off Cricket Podcast. I am your host, Kevin Henry. As usual, we are talking everything with West Indies cricket. I got my boy Sammy and I got my boy Walter. So, fellas, the summer of cricket has come. It is done. West Indies have taken a beating. There were lots of negatives. There were also lots of positive. Now, a lot of people would choose to focus on all the things that went wrong. But in the midst of all of that, there were a lot of things that went right also, right? And I think that is where we're having some problems to the point where people are calling for the coach of the West Indies team, Daren Sammy's head, after one series as all format captain. In anything we do in life, right, that we want to go from one place to the next, it's a process. Do you, and any one of you can answer this question. Do you guys think that we are giving Coach Daren Sammy a fair enough chance as the all formats coach, based on all the different chatter that is out there right now?
I'll go. I see my partner from childhood shaking his head and he warm up. I can lay crank up a little bit. I know my body language. So la lay cool off first and then I go. You know, I don't think it's fair. I don't think it's fair, and as sometimes as fans, sometimes I question how we think as fans. It's like we've said that we're gonna measure Sammy next July. We said that clearly. We said that on this podcast. And I'm standing by that. I can't measure a man from one test series win, loss, trashing, and by against the world champions, against a team that has all the facilities and better structure in place. And again, for me, our problem, and I don't think anybody jumping up and saying, get rid of Sammy. You don't know cricket. You don't know what you're talking about, and you move with your emotions. We can't do that. We cannot do that. We can't. Sammy is not the problem. Sammy could never be the problem. Our problem, we know what our problems are. Our problem is that is some of the people. I will tell you one. Our problem is some of the people that run in West Indies cricket that are part of West Indies cricket, not running, that are a part of West Indies cricket, have not done what they should have done years ago. And we have a history of that. Also, our infrastructure, our first class system, as Kevin normally says, not fit for purpose. Our we don't have a proper feeding system, a unified system at the first division, high school level. So how you gonna blame Sammy? The Australians come down, and we said it, the people came with blood in the eyes. We embarrassed them on their own home with a once in a generation performance, and the people came back with blood in their eyes. So we have to look at the positives. We beat Pakistan in a one-day series, and our one-day series is our worst performing format in the last 20, 30 years. Anyway, Sammy, go along by.
Yeah,
I can you know what? Sometimes before you guys just get fed up with OST. Sometimes I just get fed up.
take it easy there, boy. See where you hold your head there now.
Yeah.
Migraines.
Yeah. Sammy, continue, buddy. Careful. Yeah, you continue.
Walter, remember after the 27, you made an important point that people are grieving. And I said, for me, it wasn't a case where I was, you know, grieving and depressed or whatever, right? But your point was valid from the perspective of West Indies fans. And there's an easy way to support that point. If you go back to the 60s, 70s, the Windrush generation in England, and how they were energized and how they were excited over the moon when our players went to England and beat the English team, sorry. Right? So now that we're in a position where people are dealing with all manner of things, we're dealing with bad educational outcomes, bad health care, bad roads, you name it, crime, whatever. You see? And then on top of that, we're taking a beating in cricket. So people are not going to be as rational as we would.
The one unifier, right? The one unifier.
Yeah. So, yeah, the one unifier, the one thing that holds us. So I get it. I take it for what it is. What I'm worried about though is whether our players, because a lot of our cricketers are relatively young, right, Walter? We're old men, right? When you look at the West Indies team, yes, we have some guys in their early 30s, but generally, oh, so they're young fellas. I don't know if every one of them is able to separate things and just get up, go back the next day and try to win a match. Kingston College here in Jamaica, their motto, I hope I don't mess it up, right? But the brave may fall, but never yield. That's it in simple terms. You see? So falling is not a problem. It's how many times you get up back. Every time you keep getting up back. But it's harder for our guys to get up back when at every turn, somebody talking some foolishness. And again, I hope they can shut those things up. Now, this weekend, we had a 2-day meeting. And Clive Lloyd, in fact, there was a comment, someone who commented in the group, one of the videos we did, made a correction about what Clive Lloyd said, but I used the correct word. Clive Lloyd was impressed. That's the word he used. I checked it back. In fact, the Nation newspaper pulled the script. And in fact, let me read it from the Nation News, Barbados Nation. We had very good discussions, and I have to say, this is Clive Lloyd. I'm very impressed. I've been to a couple of these meetings before, and all the things that we put forward and truly hope to see, and I truly hope to see them come to fruition, sorry. I was very impressed with the coach, Daren Sammy, and the analyst, Avinash Sitaram. I thought their presentations were very good. They said things that were needed and why they were needed. I hope this doesn't come to some damp squib. The Nation News actually says squib. I guess they don't know about squibs down there. I don't know, but anyway. But it will get some of the things that they have asked for. I look forward to the success in the future. This is Clive Lloyd, right? Now, we have said before that we were not impressed by that so-called press conference a few days ago. But we cannot at this point rubbish this 2-day meeting, you know, right? The circumstances under which it was called have a concern there. But the good thing is the meeting happened. And I'm wondering if there's any connection between the Legends meeting in Trinidad and our performance. Did Brian Lara speak to the players? Did Clive Lloyd speak to them? There are things that happen. There are good things which happen in West Indies cricket that we're not hearing about because Cricket West Indies is doing a terrible job at public relations.
Yeah, we keep saying
right?
that. We keep saying that. Yep.
And so this all the pressure you see Daren Sammy is receiving, I can't blame the fans. The fans are hurting, as you said, Wally. The fans are hurting. And Cricket West Indies is not helping it because they are doing a piss poor PR job.
So Sammy,
that is my position.
what differently could have been done with regards to this weekend and the meeting? What do you think differently should have been done differently?
Taking away how the thing started out. After the 27, we put out the bat signal and all that foolishness, right? Forget about that. Here is the meeting. If you're going to have a press conference, given that this meeting is supposed to be so important to West Indies cricket, the president needed to be there. And even if we don't hold a press conference, President Dr. Shallow needed to have been in front of a camera. Dr. Shallow could have gone on the cricket ground and talked to all the podcasters around the what have you, but it's as if Dr. Shallow is running. So I'll start there, Kevin. Dr. Shallow was absent and it's an embarrassment. It was a PR disaster. Whoever is handling this situation from a PR perspective has messed up. But then again, maybe Dr. Shallow doesn't listen to the PR person. I don't know. Or maybe he has someone who's a yes person who wants to keep their job. I don't even know who's the PR person. That's the other embarrassing thing. I don't know if you all know. I do not know who's the PR person.
It was the guy that was introducing the different speakers at the press conference.
Yeah, what was his name? I don't even remember.
I forgot his name. Oh my God! Only today I was thinking about it.
Fine, right? So again, I am no PR expert, but that's where I would go first and foremost. So we needed to see Dr. Shallow, right? That's one. And number two, Dr. Shallow, or maybe the PR person, I need to find out that person's name, needed to come and to say that, look, we are going to give to the region a document speaking to what this meeting spoke about, right? At some point. And these things take time, you know. Anybody who has gone to any one of these meetings, it takes time for the rapporteur to actually document things and to put it in a nice thing. Anybody in this region can find the Webby report, the Barreto report. You can go online and find it. Why shouldn't we have the details of what went on behind closed doors? But you see, everything in this region got to be a secret. So how are we going to hold them accountable? Say to us, a document will be released. After there's some deliberation, we send the documents to the legends, let them peruse it, and we put something out. This is for the region. We have to hold them accountable, but they want to hide and to run. And Dr. Shallow is running.
So a bit of patience should have been exercised once the meeting was done and everything should have been solidified, and then say, dear West Indies cricket public, this is where we're going.
Right.
Because that makes sense to me, right? Because at the end of the day, everybody's calling for Daren Sammy's head. And if you look at the way how people are speaking about it, it's like all these problems were created by Daren Sammy. And I'm mystified. I'm trying to figure out, where have people been for the last 40, 50 years? These problems that West Indies cricket have now didn't just appear when Daren Sammy accepted the job as all formats coach. These problems have been here since, or they've been apparent since the early 90s. So to call for Sammy's job, and if there's anything that I would agree with what Miles Bascom said the other night, was it's one series. For shits and giggles, Sammy and West Indies team goes to India, and by some master stroke, they win 1-0. Then what is the tone? right? What is the tone? Or let's take a step back a little bit. Even though, and you and I have been talking about this a lot, Sammy, had the score been at the end of the first test chasing, what were we chasing, 282 or 284 or something like that? Had we been bowled out for 235, what would the response have been? In Grenada, had we been bowled out for 190, what would the response have been? At Sabina, had we been bowled out for 160, what would the response have been? Right? What people have to understand is, first and foremost, Daren Sammy has to implement his philosophy, and that'll take time. It'll take time and players. Who we're starting with is not who we're going to finish with. That's the first thing people have to understand. You have to have people or the personnel to execute what you're asking. Do we have those people at our disposal right now? We don't know, right? We don't know that. Like everything else, you got to give it time. It's two things are going to happen here. Is either Sammy's going to succeed or he's going to fail.
But you know, on that point, and this is where people's understanding and appreciation for how the world works is sadly lacking, right? So, for example, if Sammy leaves now,
then who?
And we go to India and we win 1-0, as you suggested. You go here, yeah, you see, you should have changed Sammy. And they completely ignore the impact of what Sammy would have done in this summer. Life doesn't work that way. Exactly. Politicians like to do it all the time. They're in power now and things stink, and they forget all about what the person did before them. Right? The man before or the woman before would have cleaned up. And you come and you ride that wave and, oh, you see what we did. And there's some people who are stupid or disingenuous to run with that idiocy.
Here's a perfect example. And we're going to step away from cricket for a minute. Golden State Warriors. That team.
I know where this is going.
Was built by Mark Jackson. Right? That all those, the Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, and all those guys, Andrew Bogut and all of them, was built by Mark Jackson.
Yes, sir.
For some reason, they had this wise idea because he got to the playoffs. Like they thought that they had the God-given right to win the NBA title that year, and they fired that man. And Steve Kerr came and took that same team that Mark Jackson built. So if West Indies go to India later on this year, it means whoever that coach is would be taking quite a few of the players,
right,
the core of that team,
right,
to India.
Yeah.
And they're the players who are going to, if we are to win 1-0, they are the players who are going to win it for us.
Yeah.
So all this hoopla that is going on and talale and all them things, remember one thing. At the end of the day, this man has just started his job. I ain't seen nobody fixing them out yet. For give you credit for not losing an ODI series in the West Indies since 2023. Nobody fixing them out yet.
But guess what? He in speaking to the media and podcasters the other day, or yesterday rather, I brought that up right in his own way. But here is what? Again, it comes back to cricket West Indies PR. Why should we have to push the positives?
Exactly.
Right? Why doesn't the PR person craft messages to show what Coach Sammy is doing? But there's like, oh, whatever the people say, oh, we have time with them. That is the attitude of folks at Cricket West Indies. And by the way, fellas, you know, I hit that Kyron Powell and said, you know, you got to be very careful how he goes after certain folks, right? I am not in his shoe. I'm not running for any office in West Indies, in the West Indies, right? By the way, notice the Barbados elections is done or what have you, right?
Mm.
Notice the who won the presidency, and our boy Philo Wallace is at number 3, got 50 odd votes or what have you. You see?
You know, once again, here's what's going on. It's the good old boys club.
Yeah, man.
Because the person who won that election is one of Condy Riley's boys. You understand? And the BCA missed a perfect opportunity to get some fresh blood in there, fresh ideas.
Right.
I personally think Philo Wallace would have done a job. Yeah. I personally think Philo Wallace would have done a job. You understand? But kudos to Carlos Braithwaite. Kudos to Carlos Braithwaite. I hope, with regards to all the other territories, when the elections come up, there's change and there's young, innovative voices in those rooms, like Carlos Braithwaite. I've had the pleasure of listening to the man on commentary and on different interviews, and he knows what he's about. He's a brilliant young man. He knows where where Barbados cricket needs to go and where West Indies cricket needs to go. And I hope they don't, in the offices and the halls of the BCA, they don't stifle him, right? Because Sammy is going to benefit from a Carlos Braithwaite. He's going to benefit from a Kyron Powell, right? These people who've been in the trenches with him, those men have all played with him. And this is not time for, I hope they understand, this is not time to play politics and to withhold the power or push the power and them type of things. This is time for everybody to put their shoulders to the wheel, because the bigger picture here is West Indies cricket. It's not about Sammy. It's not about Calvin Hope. It's not about Dr. Shallow, Chris Daren, Bisundial Singh, and whoever else, Asim Bas. It's not about none of them. It's about West Indies cricket, the biggest institution in the Caribbean. That's what it's about. It's not if it's a Lucian or a Jamaican or a Bajan. It's about West Indies cricket. Chris Daren said a thing to was it that the Vincentian Prime Minister, when he was asked the question of if he gonna pull in Dr. Shallow, and he said, I work for Cricket West Indies. And I thought that was the right answer. Right? I work for Cricket West Indies. Anyways, fellas, coming down to closing time, any closing thoughts?
Walter been in deep meditation for a bit, boy. Walter, you close this one out. Yeah.
You're mute, Walter.
Congratulations to Mr. Calvin Hope. Newly elected president of the Barbados Cricket Association. Good riddance to Condy Riley. Anyway. Sorry.
I know.
Sorry.
No need to apologize.
People, we just gotta get some patience. Sammy and even with Mr. Shallow and them, I think he's also fighting within that old boys club that is within the West Indies. And there's not a lot you can do when you're fighting again, when you're going against that tide of fight against change. The change is inevitable. We are being pressured into, a lot of people are being pressured in the Caribbean for change, and understanding that 27 can't happen again. And it probably will, right? But I think And when I joked and I said that we should get some T-shirts 27. It's important for us because as a historian, I think it's important for us to understand moments in West Indies cricket, and it was for me. I think it's a catalyst because we were embarrassed, and we were really, really and truly embarrassed as a people, and the poison chalice is that we don't have a Clive Lloyd kind of captain, and Daren Sammy in his lingo and he has put himself as the leader of the current West Indies cricket, in essence, of the cricket team itself, right? Because in his language, he says, my team, and it's not my team, Sammy, it's the West Indies team. It's not your team. But, and that's why I understand when you speak like that and the aura that he gives off, people will come for him unfairly so, right? So I think that we should give what we say, give him some grace and time. And if we don't see the changes within West Indies cricket, we'll continue shouting on top of the hill that we need proper school cricketing throughout the Caribbean. We need coaches. We need more government involvement. We need a ground in New Amsterdam. I can keep saying we need a proper ground in New Amsterdam and training facilities. We need one. We say it and apparently they dig up the pitch. I know if they change it. We talk about it, we talk about it and apparently the pitch dig up.
Hey, Sammy, links them on there and see if we can get some fresh picks.
They dig up the pitch. So we
Yeah,
need a
yeah,
proper
for real.
ground. We need a proper ground. I done.
Sam?
Be patient with Sammy, and I want to echo Wally's sentiments about I guess we have to be patient with Dr. Shallow too, but Dr. Shallow needs to show some more fight, man. You know, we know how the old boys club will be, but he needs to come to the front a little more often. You know, but yes, I look forward to see what Sammy will do down in India. I want to end with this. The last time we won a series in India was in the early 80s, 83, 84, around there. That's the last time we won a series in India. Yes.
and even we won the
sorry.
This series, it was Richie Richardson was the captain when we won Tour of the 4 years.
Right. By the way, I'm talking about Test series, right? The last
I know. Yeah, I know.
But you're right.
Yeah, they started 4 years ago. Richie Richardson was the captain, who used to be my favorite player. Yeah.
I mean, but beyond that, and the last time we did not lose a series was the drawn series 94-95 when Padams, when Jimmy Adams was man of the series.
Yeah.
Right. That's the last time we did not lose a series.
I'll tell you what.
In India, that is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll start from the back and work my way forward. Recent years, how we're playing is like we're a new test nation or cricketing nation that are picking up force in different ways. We went to Australia and we got that one victory, hadn't done so in God in heaven knows how long.
Mm-hmm.
Then we went to Pakistan. We hadn't won a test match in Pakistan in God in heaven knows how long, right? Recently, over the weekend, not over the weekend. There was this yesterday.
Yeah.
Pakistan in a one-day series for the first time in 34 years, right? So sometimes we have to understand the picture that we're looking at, right? Mm-hmm. And while there's, like I said earlier, there's a lot of negative things going on. Sometimes we got to stop, take a step back and look at the positives that are there. Nobody is saying West Indies are world beaters. What we are saying is what we're trying to do now requires patience. For far too long, Cricket West Indies has tried to fix, like have emergency fixes for the senior team. And they fail to focus on the foundations of the senior team, which is the age group level and the structures of West Indies cricket. And that's why we are where we are right now, right? I'll give you guys a story. Germany, 2004, got hammered in the European Championships. Them things that what the Germans weren't accustomed to do. You understand? You know what the Germans went and did? They went back all the way down to the youth system. What happened 10 years later? Germany won the World Cup, right?
Yeah.
I think it's Iceland, if I'm not mistaken. Iceland realized they weren't getting the results that they needed in international football. So what Iceland did, they went back and they focused on their youth structure through the age group levels, made sure they did all the facilities that were needed, everything that was needed, revamped their infrastructure. You know what we had? Iceland at the 2016 Euros beating England. So for Dr. Shallow, Chris Daren, Miles Bascom, it might not happen in your time. Daren, Sammy, it might not happen in your time. But if you lay down the groundwork and the people who come after you keeps building on it, I don't think in 15 years we're going to be having the same conversation. And we will end there tonight, fellas. West Indian fans, patience is required. It's one series. Let's revisit Daren, Sammy in a year's time. And if you want to have a go at him, if the results doesn't look like what it's supposed to, we are all free to have a ripe old go at him. One love, fellas. Top of off.
One love.
We out.
Yep.